All right, welcome to another episode of the Ridiculously Lame Wrestling Show. I am Robert Lentini, and today we're going to be going over AEW Worlds End, the final AEW pay-per-view of the year. And I got to say, it delivered. Once again, with all AEW pay-per-views, this common trend is the weekly television does not deliver, does not provide the proper build for every match, does not get fans invested. The Continental Classic was hit or miss this year, but overall, this pay-per-view delivered in a big way, I thought, and had some match of the year candidates, a big return. It was a good show, but we'll go over each match, starting with the opening match. It was the semifinals of the Continental Classic. Those were the first two matches of the night. It was Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay, the first match of the night. Kyle Fletcher milking the crowd early before the match and during his entrance, ripping up a Ospreay is better sign. Will Ospreay's busted open early. Kyle Fletcher weirdly starts licking his blood. I've seen that a few times in AEW. You got the "you sick fuck" chants. Fletcher was dominant early, lawn darted Ospreay into the turnbuckle several times. Ospreay was bleeding ridiculously. Ospreay battled back with the Spanish Fly. They had the chop off that you see in every AEW match where they started chopping each other's chests, just daring each other to chop them harder. Fletcher hit a hidden blade of his own out of nowhere. The standing ovation from the crowd. The crowd was very into this match in Orlando. AEW chants, "This is awesome" chants. But in the end, Will Ospreay hit the Styles Clash for the pinfall victory. He advanced to the finals. He said we're 1-1 to Kyle Fletcher after the match in their series. So hopefully they we'll have another match soon. I really enjoyed this one. I thought Kyle Fletcher needed this win. I guess I was wrong. This was a great match. Ospreay just really busted open during this match, and he was showing his wounds later in the night during the finals. Okada versus Ricochet was the other semifinals match. This was a good back and forth match. The crowd absolutely hated Ricochet. They loved Okada. My favorite spot of the night was him running the ropes several times, thinking he was going to hit an incredible move just to slap Ricochet in the back of the head. And there was also a "na na na na, hey hey hey, you are bald" chant at Ricochet that stole the match, in my opinion. That was an incredible moment. But in the end, Okada hit the Rainmaker to advance. 3.5 out of 5 if I was going to rate it. They could have had a better match if they wanted to. But what happened after the match is what people will be talking about, or at least what I'm going to be talking about for a little bit here. Swerve Strickland shows up, and he's mocking Ricochet and said, you made it exactly to where I made it in the Continental Classic last year. I thought you said you're going to win. I said, if you fall short, I'm going to embarrass you in a big way. And then Prince Nana comes out with a wheelbarrow full of toilet paper rolls, hands it out to people in the crowd, and they all throw it at Ricochet in unison to wish him a happy new year. If you had told me that Ricochet would debut in AEW at All In 2024 in August, and then 4 months later have toilet paper thrown at him to a chorus of cheers from the crowd, I would have laughed in your face. I said, boy, that's the worst case scenario. I can't even imagine how we would get there, but here we are. So, insert Ricochet laugh here. Holy shit. I feel bad for Ricochet, I guess. In a way, I don't. He did it to himself, but I'm hoping they have some kind of plan for him to capitalize on this heat. He has heat. He's getting a reaction that's more than I can say for a lot of people on the roster. But damn, I don't know if this is the reaction you want. AEW Women's Title Match, the Tijuana Street Fight. This was a decent match. Mariah May mocked Thunder Rosa's father, who was in the crowd in the front row, took away his cane during the match. Thunder Rosa hit a really cool running spot. She set up the table as a ramp and hit a running drop kick. Really cool moment. Then the finish to this match, the dirt from the graveyard that Rosa's father brought to the arena was what I gathered from Excalibur. I don't know what the backstory is on the dirt that was thrown in Thunder Rosa's eyes, but that was the finish, and Mariah May hit a pile driver through the table for a pinfall victory. Wild match. No reason to take the title off from Mariah May here. Just kind of felt like a random women's title match. Moving on from that, it was just an okay match and a nothing feud. Then speaking of nothing feuds,
Shut the
Dynamite
fuck up!
Diamond Ring MJF versus Adam Cole. I don't know how much time I want to spend on this. This is a good back and forth match. Adam Cole needs to. I'm not even going to talk about the match that much. Adam Cole needs to get new gear. Adam Cole needs to do a lot because there's just no reaction to him. He just doesn't look the same. He doesn't have any aura whatsoever. None. Zilch, nada. It's gone. It's evaporated. It's sad. I don't know what's happened. But Mike Bennett and Matt Taven were ringside to protect MJF from using the Dynamite Diamond Ring. They get kicked out like an Eddie Guerrero spot here. MJF threw himself into the steel steps and blamed Taven and Bennett. The referee didn't see it. I think it was Bremsberg, Rice Bremsberg, and he threw him out. MJF was also comically busted open during this match. No reaction to him being busted open at all. Cole hit a Panama Sunrise and the boom for a 2 count. MJF then grabbed the Dynamite ring while the referee was distracted with Taven and Bennett. He put it on, but Cole hit him with a super kick. Cole put it on, but MJF hit a low blow. MJF then a pile driver, another pile driver finish, and he won the match via pile driver to retain the ring. So nobody's ever held the Dynamite Diamond Ring since MJF won it in 2019. So he's the Dynamite Diamond Ring holder 5 years running, going to be 6 years running next year. After the match, MJF went to attack Cole, but Roderick Strong returned and helped. Kyle O'Reilly then showed up when MJF tried to leave, and they brought MJF back to the ring. They beat him down. Cole, they all posed, with the Undisputed Era reunion again. They posed in the ring. This was bad. I didn't think, they had an okay match. They needed an extraordinary match to save this feud, and they didn't have that tonight. And just Cole needs a lot. Cole just needs a lot. I don't know if an Undisputed Era reunion will do anything for him, but I think it's the best for everyone involved. I think they all just need to stick together and try to figure something out, getting involved in some kind of rivalry to just be interesting in the mid-card for now, because Cole can't be in the main event at all, and MJF just needs to get away from him desperately. Just run away from him. International Championship, Takeshita versus Powerhouse Hobbs. This match was very good. I really enjoyed this match. Hobbs was selling his knee throughout. Don Callis was on commentary. He jumped out of his seat at one point when Hobbs kicked out at one after a move. He took off his knee brace to try to alleviate some pressure. Backfired. Takeshita went right after him. He locked in a guillotine and then hit a Raging Fire or a Falcon Arrow for the pinfall victory. Don't like seeing Powerhouse Hobbs lose at all. I wouldn't have put him in this position. I wouldn't have booked him in this match to lose. I don't know how many times he can do this to Hobbs, but Takeshita also didn't deserve to lose the International Championship right now. He's really impressive. He's one of your top stars. He's one of the guys that should be AEW champion next year, maybe, or in a couple years. Same with Hobbs. I just didn't like this match to begin with because I didn't want to see either of these guys lose. I wasn't. Where does Hobbs go from here? Do they continue this rivalry? We'll see. It wasn't really a cheating victory by Takeshita. He just won it fair and square. And then we get to one of the best matches of the night, surprisingly. TBS Championship match. This is a history-making match, actually. Mercedes Mone defended her TBS Championship against Kris Statlander, their second match in the series. They should continue this series after this match. Back and forth match. It started off. Statlander, showing off for power, hit a power slam. Mone, power bomb off the middle turnbuckle onto the ring apron. Incredible move. Then Mone went for a meteor or double knees, and Statlander countered into a power bomb of her own. We got let's go Stat chants. Crowd was into Statlander. Wanted to see her win the title in this match, but it didn't happen. My favorite spot of the match was Mone hitting 7 suplexes in a row, not the 3 amigos. It was the 7 amigos. Awesome tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and then she followed it up with a frog splash, but Statlander kicked out. It was a kind of a clunky finish to this match. It was a little overbooked for me. Mone had the match won via countout, but she broke up the count on her own to tie up Statlander's boot in the ring, not the apron, but like a metal hook under to hold the ring skirt. So Statlander's trapped, so Mone's unloading punches. They do the count again, but Statlander takes off her boot to get back into the ring to break up the count. This was like a few minutes here it went on. And then Mone wound up escaping with a roll-up after a series of false finishes, a belly-to-belly pile driver. It was crazy, but Mone wound up escaping with the win. This was the longest match in AEW women's history. It was over 20 minutes. I think the longest was 18 minutes before this. Both stars were applauded after the match. This was a very good match for Mercedes Mone. This is why you paid her. She delivered here. This was great. People will be talking about this match. It was one of the best matches in Mone's run in AEW. Same with Statlander. Hopefully they continue this rivalry moving forward. Statlander didn't lose anything by losing this match. It was just a positive all around. Next up is the match of the night. Continental Classic Finals. Okada versus Ospreay. Ospreay looked like he had, was in the middle of a war. He was just bandaged up. He had the dried blood all over him from his match against Fletcher earlier in the night. Jim Ross joined commentary for the final two matches. Ospreay controlled the action early. Hurricane Rana sending Okada out of the ring. Okada then hit several DDTs in a row, and JR pointing out that how effective that was. But Ospreay battled back with a few Os cutters. Ospreay hit a Styles Clash, but Okada was able to kick out. Crowd was chanting "Fight Forever" during this match. The crowd was awesome throughout the night. Ospreay hit a Rainmaker, followed it up with a Stormbreaker, but could not put Okada away. Okada then hit his Rainmaker and won the match. It was a great back and forth match. He's still the Continental Champion. After the match, Christopher Daniels shows up. He says, "I'm no longer an EVP, so I can't walk down to the ring and present you with the title. But this man still is." And Kenny Omega makes his return, his long-awaited return to AEW. And he just brought the Continental Championship to Okada, but they had a stare down. The All In Texas logo was in the background, so that makes sense. That would be a great match for All In Texas. Omega versus Okada for the Continental Championship. I hope they still address the Elite brutally attacking Omega and making a diverticulitis cake with his intestines and making fun of his illness. I hope they still address that, but it's great to see Omega back. Crowd was very excited to see him back, and he's one of the biggest stars in the company, if not the biggest right now. I don't know. He's up there, but that was not the only big return of the night. Jon Moxley defended his AEW World Championship against Jay White, Hangman Page, and Orange Cassidy in the main event of AEW Worlds End. I have no investment from me heading into this match. I was hoping it was going to be great. Unfortunately, it was not, in my opinion. Christian Cage is shown throughout the match in a luxury box watching on. He has a contract for a future title match whenever he wants. Hook was shown in another box staring at the patriarchy. He still has a rivalry going with Cage. Yuta and Marina Shafir and Claudio Castagnoli, the Death Riders, Jon Moxley's faction, got involved all throughout this match. All the challengers, Hangman, Cassidy, and White, all ganged up on Moxley to start things off. Page looked like he had the match won several times, hit a couple buckshot lariats, but the numbers game caught up to him. Yuta got involved, dragged the referee out of the ring before he could hit a 3 count. Page then, one of the buckshots he hit, there was no referee because Yuta dragged him out of the ring. White also had the match won with a Blade Runner, but Marina Shafir gets involved. He hit her with a Blade Runner, which got a huge pop. Probably the biggest pop of the main event was Marina Shafir getting a hit with a Blade Runner by Jay White. But Yuta then interfered again, hit Jay White with a running knee. And then Moxley hit a Death Rider, the giant DDT for the pinfall victory to retain. Could hear a pin drop when this finish happened, just a dud of an ending. But thankfully, it was saved. The Death Riders, they go to attack after the match. They're putting Jay White's head in a chair. They're going to, injure him. But FTR music hit. They come down to the entrance ramp. They stop. and then the lights go out, and then it says rated FTR, and Adam Copeland makes his return. Rated FTR clears the ring of Yuta and Castagnoli and Shafir. Adam Copeland's alone with Moxley. Moxley goes for a clothesline. Copeland ducks and hits a spear. He breaks off a piece of a steel chair and locks in a crossface. But Claudio eventually drags Moxley out of the ring. And after the match, after his return, he grabs the microphone. First of all, the first microphone he grabs doesn't work. So there's a nice little lovely AEW audio botch. Can't go a night without it. Then he gets another microphone and says, we're taking it all. Rated FTR. It's all ours. And that's how it went off the air. So Jon Moxley retains, but Adam Copeland is back. He looked ripped. He looked great. Glad to see Copeland back after breaking his tibia, jumping off the top of the cage, a double or nothing, in that barbed wire steel cage match against Malachi Black. I wish he never did that. But, rated FTR is interesting. Should be fun. I'm glad Copeland is back. They need all the star power they can get. And overall, I thought the main event was very bad. I thought I'd give it like 2 out of 5 stars or whatever. 4 out of 10. I did not enjoy it. It was clutter. It was a bit of a clusterfuck, and just the ending sucked. But thankfully, they had a big angle planned at the end. So Adam Copeland and FTR versus the Death Riders. We'll see if that will be interesting. I'm interested in Adam Copeland versus Jon Moxley. I think he said in an interview he's never wrestled Moxley in a singles match. I'm not sure if they've wrestled in other matches. I'm pretty sure he said that. Either way, I'm damn sure going to be invested in that feud because both those guys can cut a promo. We can get some kind of story going here and find out what the Death Riders are looking to accomplish eventually. But overall, this is a damn good pay-per-view. Hopefully this week's Dynamite will follow it up with a great show. But that is it for this episode of the Ridiculously Lame Wrestling Show. If you have not subscribed, please do so. We'll see you guys Monday night for the Raw review. Thanks so much for watching.